What's up everybody, hope you're having a great time and welcome to today's video. In this video I want to talk to you about one of the, in my personal opinion, most interesting impulse response developers out there, and that is DR.BONKERS SOUNDLAB LLC. In this video I want to show you how the impulses sound in a full mix. I want to talk about the file structure which DR.BONKERS SOUNDLAB LLC is using to sort their impulse responses, and I want to talk to you about why I personally find them so interesting at this current point in time. Without further ado, let's directly listen to what the impulse responses sound like in a full mix. Welcome to today's video. Nice to have you. Thank you for watching. So today I want to talk about DR.BONKERS SOUNDLAB. What is DR.BONKERS SOUNDLAB? He's a small IR developer out there from the US. I think his actual name is Mike. And yeah, DR.BONKERS is a very special impulse response developer for a plethora of different reasons, which I will discuss. So in this video, I want to give you a little bit of an insight on what IRs he has to offer, what his impulse response libraries look like, and then in the end we're also going to play a little bit, compare a few of the different impulse responses from his pack, so we're also going to listen to what it sounds like. Starting off with who DR.BONKERS SOUNDLAB is and what he actually does out there in the field. So DR.BONKERS, you can find his website via drbonkersoundlab.com. One of the specialities is that he has some different cabinets to offer than the competition. So of course he covers some of the standards. Let's say a Mesa Boogie oversized cabinet is of course within his menu, so to speak, but also he has very strange different cabinets out there. Let me just show you a little bit when it comes to the guitar cabinet files. 1x15s, 2x15s, 2x12s, 1x12s, 8x10s, which are actually bass cabinets. So he has a lot of different cool stuff over there. Very interesting. Looking into the selection of the 4x12 cabinets, because that's what mostly interests me when I'm looking for impulse responses. He has some of the standards like a Bogner, like a PV over here, and Marshall, but he also has some cab oddities, which he calls all of his impulses, which is a very fitting term, like this Zula cabinet. Never seen something like this. The Delta, I'm not sure actually. I think it's some sort of eminence mix thing. I think this is a Carvin Legacy cabinet or something. Yeah, Iga is the Engel derivative, and when we go to the end of the spectrum, then we also got the Mesa Boogie rectifier. Yeah, so he has cool different cabinets, impulse packs out there. Very nice. Okay, let's go back to Reaper over here, and then let's talk about what the cabinet impulse response packs look like. When you first download them, there's one small thing which bugs me a little bit, is the cabinets are named DBGO and then some number, 20, 7, 10, whatever. This is a little bit stupid because you cannot see immediately what type of cabinet you have. So for example, all of these Mesa OS, Mesa Boogie, which is written over here, that's something which I wrote by myself. So this is not something which comes on stock. This is information I added by myself. However, when you go onto the folder, you always have a documentation. And there you have everything standing and everything written over there. What kind of cabinet you have, what speakers are in there, all the information. Basically, it also describes already what the structure is like, what the folder structure is like. He showcases the microphones which he's using, all of that information you can find over here. Let's skip that part because we're going to talk about it anyways. When you look at the main folder, you have choice mixes, hype reel mixes, photos, and then single mic files. Single mic files is set to mic DI, and power amp as well. And in any folder, you always have different sample rates and different bit rates. So you have anything you could ask for in that respect. The choice mixes are selected blends which he offers. So here we got a very small collection of different blends which he offers over here, which sound interesting, like a 412, 421 microphone with an SM57 and an RE10 combined. A lot of different other options which sound very interesting, and not only from naming, but also from listening perspective. And then he has the Hyperreal mix. And the Hyperreal mix have one speciality, which again sets them apart from the competition. They all contain a so-called pressure zone microphone. A pressure zone microphone is a microphone which is there to capture the room sound in a very pristine and clear way without having that, that room modes coming in. It's very complicated to describe actually, but it is something which is called a phase coherent microphone, meaning that it phases or it cancels out phase issues very well through the construction side of things, and that gives you kind of a very pristine room sound. It's also used often in stage and theater applications in order to record the actors without getting that stomping on the floor. So that's a really nice thing over there, that he has the Crown BZM microphone integrated into his blends. And he also has them as single IR files. Gives a different flavor than a room microphone. And I think that is something really cool and to be appreciated. When looking at the single mic files, he has the mic DIs and the power amps. The power amps are supposed to give a little bit more of low end. I personally cannot share this opinion, but we'll listen to that in a moment. And when looking into the file folder, you can also see that he has, or you can also see the actual main structure of his impulse response library. He has every single mic taken in 3 different positions: cap, cone, and edge. However, not only that, he also made an impulse for every single speaker. So bottom left, bottom right, top left, and top right, BL, BR, TR, TL, are actually microphoned with every single microphone. It's nuts. You have so many different options over here. It's unbelievable. It's like a total rabbit hole. It might be hell for somebody who is only seeking for, let's say, a few good sounding plugins or impulse responses, but it's like heaven for somebody like me who's a total nerd about all this stuff. So if we look over here, BL, and then we got all those mic collections over here. Then we got BR, but the same microphones in the same positions. And then TL, and then TR. So really cool. We'll listen also to what they sound like in comparison when we go into listen to the tones. So I think the singular speaker convolution is something which is very cool, which sets him apart. The pressure zone microphone and just his selection of odd cabinets out there. I think those are the main points which make Dr. Bonkers totally different than anybody else in the competition. And since he's a small independent impulse response developer out there, I think this is absolutely worth supporting. This is a very cool, very scientific approach. However, let me show you the setup which I prepared today in order to listen to the impulse responses. What we have over here is I have now prepared different amplifiers. The Amplex, Sigma from AudioSalt, Nambrini Audio's a.k.a. with the respective Tube Screamer, and the 14 Cali suit. Unfortunately set it to normal oversampling rate because it would otherwise kill my PC. Sorry guys. And then I also prepared a lot of different setups where we can compare by moving the balance knob over here in Nada IR. Yeah. So I got the mic versus power amps, different speakers, like bottom left versus top right, and so on and so forth. I tried to make sure that I know where it got room and resonance set, so that should actually give you a totally neutral comparison. And one thing I want to mention, this is not about sounding good, so some of them will sound harsh because I did not use any kind of equalization. This is about listening to what you get and then making a sophisticated decision whether or not you find this supportable and you want to purchase this or not. Yeah, for now I'm using the Amplex. We'll change a little bit in the end to show that it also works for other amplifiers as well. The Amplex is set to Hell Boost Max Grind. Sounds like this. Yeah, and with that said, let's dive directly into the first comparison. Here I'm comparing a hype reel versus a single mic. So we got the hype reel over here. Moving over to the microphone direct input versus the power amp settings. To me personally, in my listening situation, it doesn't make a difference. So it sounds fairly the same, maybe a minimal change, but this also can be because I'm deaf on one side, so I cannot hear anything on my left ear. So maybe there's a difference. Let me know in the comments. If you listen with headphones to this, it sounds totally different. I don't know, but to me, they sound very much the same. Moving over to the next comparison, here I'm comparing the bottom left speaker with the top right speaker. Same cabinet, same microphone, same position. I really like this a lot. This is the main differentiating component when it comes to Dr. Bonkers SoundLab impulse responses, in my opinion. And the reason why I think so is this reflects real life. If you have a cabinet, all the speakers will sound a little bit differently. And it's really cool that he's giving you the choice instead of just saying, this is the one which sounds best, I'll take this one. And then just leaving you basically, force feeding you with something which you might not agree on. You know, like the bottom left sounds way more fizzy, way more gnarly. The top right has a lot more punch to it, in my personal opinion. But you might have a total different opinion, but it doesn't matter because you have the choice, and that's really cool. I like this a lot. Moving over to the single mic and the PZM blend. So here I got a pressure zone microphone loaded. It sounds completely on its own like this. So you already can hear it has a room-like feel, but that top end over there gives it a little bit of special character. You know, very cool. And we can blend it with a normal SM57 over here. So, moving over to comparing actually a hype reel mix from the Boogie Pack versus a hype reel mix from the Engel Pack. Now let me make sure that we got the same hype reel mix set up. So we always got the SM57, RE10, and then the 421 and the pressure zone mic. So very cool mix, or very cool sounds of both cabinets, of course. Which I like a lot is you can blend them perfectly without having a lot of, or if any, phase cancellation. Yeah, so that's cool. One thing which I would like to try out, if you are maybe a member of the Honest Amsam review group, Tyler, the administrator, he always said, or I heard him sometimes saying that he uses the a.k.a. impulse, where we got all the 4s and all the 1s in there as kind of a reference. And I just want to listen to what it sounds like. Let's go for it. Really cool sound. I like it a lot. I can understand why he takes that as a reference impulse response. And last but not least, let's compare the Mesa Boogie versus the Bogner. So that's really cool. Those are really cool tones, especially if you consider the price for them. Each pack only costs $10 or $11 maybe. Now, the amplifier which I'm using is Amplex, which is 100% free. So this tone, what you're getting, without any boost, tube screamer stuff, or like fairly reasonable, simple tones, for around $20. That's absolutely kick-ass, in my opinion. Yeah, really good. Let us go back to the hype reel mix of the Mesa Boogie, because that's kind of my favorite, kind of, let's say, the most versatile sounding out there. I'll take the M160 over here, which sounds like this. Hang on. I had 2 impulse response presets in a row. So, really good sound. I'll now try different amplifiers out there. Gotta stop before I get carried away. Yeah, so now you could at least get a small peek into what the impulses sound like with different amplifiers. I didn't make too much of a volume, like volume adjustment so that all are in the same volume range or something. I just want to give you a super short peek into what they sound like with the Dr. Bonkers SoundLab impulse responses, basically. And there you have it, basically. Yeah, what's my personal verdict? What's my personal opinion? I think that Dr. Bonkers is, for a ton of different reasons, an absolute golden way to go when it comes to impulse responses. First of all, we got a lot of different offers, which are very unusual and which you can use to individualize your tone. Everybody's using nowadays a Mesa Boogie or a Marshall or an Orange, or all these standard cabinets which everybody's using out there. So this is a good possibility to give yourself a unique tone. The second is we have very much microphones, different positions, a lot of diversity, which also reflects the real world out there, like the top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left speaker combinations, and so on and so forth. We also have nice blends over there. So the hyper-real mixes are also absolutely worth their money. Really usable, really utilizable, and flexible. Yeah, and it's a small developer, like support the underdogs. The same like I said before when it came to Vadim Taranov compared to Neural DSP. No hate against Neural DSP. I absolutely love their plugins, but it's always worth supporting the smaller brands out there and the smaller developers. And instead of maybe going for the next bigger impulse response pack from a well-known company, just give Dr. Bonkers a try for $10 and see if you can actually get something feasible out of it. I can. I find they are really kick-ass. They fit good in the mix. They get all the frequencies right, and you have a lot of different options out there. Of course, it's a rabbit hole. You have to be the guy who likes to tweak around, but to me, that's absolutely heaven. Okay, guys. With that said, I know this was a lot of talking in this episode over here, or in this video. I should actually say I'm sorry, but I like talking, so it is what it is. Anyhow, if you stuck with me through this video, then thank you so much for watching. Please consider buying an impulse response pack from Dr. SoundLab. Consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video if you like it, and let me know in the comments what you think about it. What is your favorite impulse response developer out there? Do you actually agree to my opinion? Do you have some experience with already Dr. Bonkers SoundLab? Let me know in the comments. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.